All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. You can't see it, I can. Good morning, everyone. When I turned the camera around there, I realized that my hair was crazy. I think it's gonna be awesome. In a mop situation. I love it. I love it already. I love it already. I'm going home. This day is done. Good morning, everyone. I am going to install the skylights today. I brought them in last night to prepare for today. There they are, the last four. They're going up there. 1, 2, 3, 4 openings. Let's see how it goes. So, I brought the skylights up last night, and I did notice that the little, it's down here, well, you can't see it, the little screw mechanism that opens up the windows, they're not attached, or maybe they're, well, I don't know, but anyway, it comes with the guts, but maybe I guess it's something I do. I don't know. So I've never put the guts to an opening skylight before. So maybe before I put them up, I'm going to look into this to see if it's easier to do that part down here rather than do it after they're installed. So more to follow on how I actually put these up there. Let's get it. Okay, so under closer examination, it's not a terribly difficult process. That might be the first time that I said this, that was harder than I thought it was going to be, or whatever I always say. Yeah, these are actually relatively easy to put in. Essentially, I chose this because this is like, one, it works good with fiberglass. This is the easiest one to install, and skylights notoriously on shingle roofs and all kinds of roofs, they do leak. They're not the easiest to install for long-term non-leakingness. Anyone that's done a roof out there will know that any penetration in a roof is a bad thing. It's going to fail before the rest of the roof will fail, traditionally. So anyway, this is curb mount. It's super, super easy. Essentially, I built those boxes up there. They stick up from the roof and it makes a curb. Well, that curb fits right in this channel here all the way. So my tape that I will adhere to the curbs up there will be a gasketing all the way around here. And then it's got these from the inside, on the inside of the curb, you just fasten it once you get it centered. Super simple. The fiberglass will basically last forever. So this was a beautiful, beautiful, long-term, no leak, can open skylight. However, it does look like they gypped me on the decorative white head screws that are supposed to go into this. So I pull the pin, I can take the mechanism out that actually opens the light, I mount the light, and then I mount the mechanism onto the curb itself, onto the structure, and then I just pin it together. It's actually really very simple, although they didn't give me the decorative screws, but we'll work with what we have, I guess. This is where we are. All right, more to follow. I was a little unsure if that was going to fit or not. Fit through the hole. Look at that. The curb that I built fit just perfectly. And I'll even show you the gap on the inside is like nice and tight. So this is pretty cool. Something like this that had thought from a long time ago, working those dimensions into the actual build. And then many moons later, after all the hard work and all the math of doing everything to make sure that it all fits right, the buildup of the fiberglass is just so, take it into consideration, and then they fit like an absolute glove. So that worked out really well. It looks awesome. 3 more to do. Hello everybody, good morning. So, what we got going on here today is I'm paying a little bit of attention to get this river log beam kind of off the floor and out of my way. Now I've been kind of putting it on the back burner a little bit because it has this groove here cut for wire for lights, because like I've said before, this is an exposed ceiling, so you can't have wires just running everywhere stapled to the ceiling. You either have to pipe it like a commercial application to make it look really nice, more industrial, or you have to hide it. So like in this one, I'm going to use the beam as my conduit, and then I can come off the beam into the ceiling for a light or something, and then hide that in a pipe. So now that we've chosen our lights and we know the locations, I'm actually starting to cut this little channel, and then I'll put a little pull string in there. When I mount it up and we actually wire it, it'll be super easy for the future. So that's what I got going today. Let's see how it goes. Okay, I have my channel cut. So here's my channel. You round it off corner so when you pull the wire, it doesn't get snagged up. Here's my bolt holes that have already been threaded that go through the floor from up above. And the channel runs all the way right to the end. So it's fed from the other side, and it terminates way over here. So the last bolt hole that's in one of the beams in the ceiling, and then this will go down and fed down again, curved over, and there's a fan that will sit here at the end, just a regular nice 5-blade house fan. So that wire will come all the way from back there, and the switch will be on that wall or the wall that's on the hallway side, and gets fed all the way out to here. And that's that. Here's the pull strings. I'm ready to put this up now. That's for the pendant light that's over the island. Continue all the way out here. And this is for a fan that'll sit at the end. And it's drilled all the way through, and then, tied a knot on the other side. And it's ready to now go up in the air. Should be the last time it's ever on the floor. Hallelujah. So that went excellent. It went up there just perfectly. So what I haven't finalized though on the top side, because I'd like to not have any fasteners from below. So I've got these long 5/8 leg bolts with a washer, and I already have them threaded. Well, I have it drilled through the floor, and then I have it threaded into the log. So I have to install these, but I have to make countersink holes in the floor upstairs that I will then patch over when this is fully in its place. So I haven't done that yet because I just got these a couple days ago. So I have to find out how to countersink like an 1.5 inch hole, and then I can put these down and that log will be up there forever. Other than that, it looks great. My pull strings are in place for the lighting. I'd call this one almost done. Okay, everybody, the beam is in. I shuffled around a couple of my posts, and this post will be just after the island. This is a mock-up, but essentially this is exactly how the room is going to be. The island will sit here, and right after the island will be a log post. The log is over there in the boat shed, but this one is now just supporting in lieu until I get the floor under, and then the final post will sit in its place. But this is the configuration. I managed to get, I got the bolts for the top in. I used a hole saw. I hole sawed for the big like 1.5 inch washer. And then I drilled through so that my bolt just slid right through the floor and these beams. And I had yesterday, or maybe the day before, I had already drilled and pre-threaded into the log itself. So when I got them all lined up, it was actually relatively straightforward. I just lined one end up and I bolted it close to tight, just close. Then the other end, and I bolted it close to tight. I fit the other 3 in between. And then I crank them down all together. And it looks fantastic. Obviously it needs to be finished and it'll be nice and glossy, but it looks awesome. And I'll show you the bolts from the top side. All right, so here's what the bolts look like from the top side. They are countersunk. And then I'll use epoxy wood filler, and I'll fill these over flat. And then when the floor gets sanded and finished, you'll see the little epoxy ring, but it'll look like it was never even there. Just adds a bunch of character. All right, everyone. So we're gonna start to get into the plumbing rough-in. Plumbing drains, then the hot and cold lines, then the propane, then we're going to do the electrical in that order. So I want to go after plumbing rough-in locations. These are always going to be the most difficult to get. You have to go after the drains first because they need slope. You cannot route something in the way where the drain will need to be. So we got the toilet roughed in, and it's in its prime location. 12.5 inches off of the stud wall to allow for finish wall. So I know that 3-inch line that'll then go to my macerator pump. That's the main line of the plumbing tree. The tub now, I mocked the bathroom up. This is the bathroom. When we open the door, there's a wall back here, and then the bathroom door is on a kitty corner that will be this, this wall right here. So this is the bathroom. And when we put the tub in place, and I built the 2 shower heads, I put them together, and we wanted to see where the head fits inside of the tub. And they're a little bit close to the outside. So I'm actually going to fur in 2 inches on each side. I'm going to build this out 2 inches, and I'm going to build this one into it, out 2 inches, and I'm going to narrow this opening. That'll bring the shower heads a little closer together to fall nicely into the tub. And I know the tub off of the wall for the hot and cold handles as a tub fill as well. So when I fur out these walls, I put the tub exactly in the center. My 2.5 inches that I want off the wall, I'll get the tub drain as well. The tub can go out, the toilet can be removed. I can drill these 2 locations in the plywood, and then I start my plumbing rough-in based off of these. I can start from the pump. At 4-inch, I could come this way towards my toilet in 3-inch, and then I branch off and pick up the tub as 2-inch. This is the start point. If you really get this right, it should be smooth sailing. Let's do it. So here we go. I haven't furred out each wall, the 2 inches, but I marked it. I marked center of tub. There's my beautiful drain. Here's center of the tub on the wall. I got my tub faucet, and while the tub was still here, I mocked it up at the height that I really liked. So here's gonna be my rough-ins, cold and hot, for the tub faucet. Here is the outside wall. There's double lines. The line closest to the outside of the boat, that will be the framing, and then the other one is the thickness of the tongue and groove, so it just shows me finished. And so this is the part where I'm going to have a void space behind that'll just become, insulation. And then it goes back. This is the intersection where it goes back into the regular curve of the boat on the inside. Here is my 12 and a half off of 12 and a half off of finish face, because this window is here, so I allowed another extra. Normally it's 12 inches off finish wall, and I allowed 12 and a half because this trim right here will be behind. The toilet will actually sit up about this high, so I gave an extra ½ inch on this, and I drilled that hole out, and there we go. So this is the start of roughing in the plumbing. Looks great. Okay, plumbing first day. Let's just say I persevered through this one. Let me give you the lowdown on what just took place over the last 3 hours, maybe more. I always thought that drainage was going to be my issue on this project because the hull is so shallow. Turns out it is. I did a whole lot of math to get this right. This raising of the floor was for drainage. I set the pump for this toilet specifically right here. That's how I deemed this height. Also, that threshold for the door was already there. The height of the back deck was already there, but the three of those things, toilet, back door, and the pump, came together magically within like 1 inch. That's not enough slope, 1 inch for about 11 feet. I need like at least 2.5 inches for 1/4 inch per foot on a 3-inch run. So now my brother, if he's watching this, Matt, look at the stuff all over me. Okay, Matt, like, I don't know, like 10 months ago now, because he was the first one here, he told me you should carve that pump out all the way down, touching the plywood of the boat. There's double 3/4 ply marine grade on the bottom. He said you should put it in the far corner, touching, and sink it as low as possible. And I said, no, I don't want to cut away. I had to cut a little bit of structure, just a little bit. I said I didn't want to do that at the time, so I didn't. Now all this time later, I had to hold on a second. I had to jam the pump up like this and work through here for the last 3 hours, recessing it. Recessing the pump. Gave me an extra 2.5 inches. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Oscillating tool with the 3-inch flat blade for wood just plowed right through it, but it's slow going because I only could take off so much at a time because I wanted to keep going down nice and flat. I didn't want to take gouges out, and then it would be really hard to kind of even up. Anyway, I just finished and cleaned everything up. I have slope now, which is amazing, which is super good. it just wasn't a very good task to do on the first day of plumbing. But now anything that I do from here on out, I know that I actually have good drainage. So today's a win, even though I'm wearing what looks like a loss, but today was a win and it all worked out. It's gonna work. All right, a little more progress today on running the plumbing. So you can take a look. Here you go. I'll turn the camera around and give you a little bit more of an explanation, but yeah, no, pretty good day of really kind of starting to cut some pipe and glue them together, and I'll run you through it. Okay, the point of origin, the tank. So it's a 4-inch connection going into the tank. So this will go out and around, pick up the washer and dryer right here, and then continue along, and the 3-inch from the toilet upstairs in the powder room will connect down into it. There'll be a clean out at that end. So this 4-inch just continues that direction. This 3 from there, now at this point right there, comes, does a 45 and continues and terminates into here. So between there and the other side, this already has enough slope. Like, this is sloped. If I just connected these, this branch would be really nicely sloped and certainly a good starting point. So I started from the toilet. I got my slope to, this is the sink takeoff. So that 45, another 45, and then we'll continue and come up the wall and in 1.5 inches. The second, I then got this one, 2-inch, that picks up the shower down up, that's glued. This piece here is just sitting there because I wanted to know where a perfect center of the tub drain will be. It's not glued, it's just there. And off of the 2-inch, this Y will be drilled through here, and it will continue along another, it's probably 4 or 5 feet past the wall and pick up the kitchen sink and the dishwasher. So it'll come tie into here, tie into the 3-inch back into the tank. And that is this branch in its entirety. And then I come into the 4-inch and start that one. That's it. I was a general contractor. I'm not a plumber, just as if I'm not a boat builder, but I'm doing a pretty good job. So I picked up a lot of good code knowledge and tips from working as a general contractor. I used to like to really watch the tradesmen that they showed a lot of care in their work. That was very easy to see as a general contractor, and I like to sometimes to just watch the work that they did, the techniques they used, the tools they did, and I would ask questions about why they did something, or is there anything reference code to that specific joint or this or that or whatever. And I really used to like to do that because it was nice to watch people, one, enjoy their craft, two, be very good at it and produce really good work. So anyway, all of that is coming to fruition on this boat. Okay, good morning. So perhaps that might need a little bit of an explanation. I just tore apart the bathroom and I reconfigured it a little bigger. Let me show you why. Okay, so way back when we were doing drawings for this boat, I had wanted a small shower, like a work shower. Not the really pretty one, but I obviously do construction. So I come home every day. I have a shower almost immediately when I get home. So anything with like a shower curtain, I mean, it's always wet. The shower curtain is always wet because I'm always in the shower, and then Joe, you know, after or whatever like that. So I wanted just a simple, nice, clean fiberglass shower, second shower. So I was just about to start the plumbing rough-in up here, and I was looking at the bathroom. I was looking at the size of it, and I'm like, man, I moved the wall out another 14 inches closer to the window. I'm really not losing anything in our living room here. Like, I didn't take away a great deal. I brought this forward wall out 8 inches. Door placement stays in the same location, and I get a corner shower in here. So I turned this little powder room into actually a nice little full bathroom, not a 4-piece, but a 3-piece. So it works really well. Let me show you. Okay, this is me showing you. So from the front, door location stays, you know, in the center. Door. Here's the toilet rough-in location centered on the window. Instead of vanity being right here in the center of this wall section, it's moved into just a nice small, we actually get a little bit smaller of a sink. So there's going to be a corner sink here that's floating. So no vanity, you know, probably a mirror on either one of the sides or both or whatever. So small sink in front of the toilet. There is enough room here. And then a round corner shower. You know, this one will be a 32 or it could even be a 34. So it's going to work just beautifully. And I really was kind of racking my brain yesterday on if this was something, one, that we needed, and two, was it really necessary? And I really wanted it all the way back at the start. I was trying to work it in, and we gave up on it long ago. But, you know, you build the boat and you find a little pocket, and I think I found, well, I did. I'm doing it. I'm reframing it. I found a little pocket, and it's going to work just beautifully. And I'm not stealing too much from the remaining space. So I'm really happy about this. I'm going to rough it in just like this. So I wanted to quickly make the decision, reframe the bathroom, and then I can drill my drain locations, and then I can start plumbing this branch. And everything should fall right into place. I love it. Okay, so I have it framed up. Oh, get out of the light. Just did an extension. So there it is there. Corner shower actually comes to about here. Nice corner shower, toilet, and sink. A triangle sink. I think it's going to be awesome. Okay, here we go. New expanded washroom. I'm super happy about it. I'm actually, I'm really happy about it. I get my work shower or just my everyday shower. The pretty one is downstairs in the bathtub if I want it, but this is going to be my everyday work shower, super easy. I'm really pumped about it. So I just went over one more rafter, so it's flush up that side. I came out 8 inches, so I didn't come too much into like this like upstairs living room. I'm really loving the size of it. Toilet, shower, nice little corner sink. I love it. I love it already. I love it already. That's a wrap. Today's a wrap. It's dark. We're coming up to the shortest day of the year. 6 days. What day is it? Yeah, 6 more days. So here we go. Another day.